5 years ago, I made a video entitled Marvel Super War, new Marvel Mobile MOBA, first look and gameplay. And 5 years later, that dream is coming to an end. I completely missed this, but back in April of this year, so this is April 16th, about a month and a half ago, so 6 weeks ago, a long time ago, nobody hit me up about this, nobody mentioned this on social media or anywhere else. Service termination announcement. You know what time it is, folks. Get the drum roll out for another Marvel mobile game, or you could just call it a Marvel game that lives and dies, birth and death, in between the service life of Marvel Future Fight. We have Marvel's Avengers, we have Marvel Super War, we have Marvel Future Revolution, and more and more and more. Absolutely insane. Today, we sadly have to deliver difficult news about the future service plans of Marvel Super War due to adjustments in our game development and operation strategies, aka money. Service for Marvel Super War is scheduled to end on June 27th, 2024 at 1500 UTC 8. We would like to express our sincere gratitude for any and everyone that supported NetEase's Marvel Super War mobile game. So as of April 18th this year, I know this font is really hard to read because it's really small. I'll zoom in. They pulled it from all of the app stores. So it hasn't even been available for download for almost 6 weeks. And then in about 6 weeks from now, from me making this video, the game is done. July 18th, it's the official termination. I know they mentioned June 27th, but whatever. They have the official termination of the servers, everything. Your account gone, dust, boom. You know, shh. This is a tough one. This is a very, very tough one. Now, I think for a lot of you out there, you're going to be like, huh? Marvel MOBA? Mobile game? Are you talking about Marvel Rivals, Alex? There's a lot of confusion here, for sure. Absolutely. And the thing is essentially that Marvel Super War never made it, or was never given the chance to make it, internationally. And that's a big reason why, that's essentially the reason why I never covered it on the channel, and probably a big reason, if I had to speculate, as to why a lot of you watching have no idea or very little idea about this game, because it launched in select Asian countries, basically SEA, like Southeast Asia, and then never went anywhere else. Never launched in Europe, never launched in LATAM, Africa, North America. Just nope. We're just gonna say in SEA. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people in Southeast Asia, right? Like a lot of people. Like we're talking 25-30% of the world's population, maybe more. I haven't looked at the stats, but that still leaves out, you know, 60 to 70% of the population to just twiddle their thumbs. And as much of an international appeal as Marvel games have, they also have a huge base in North America where they were created, right? The inception, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and stuff like that. So I never really understood. And I will never really understand why you would launch a game in only a small region of the world. It makes no sense. And given the, I mean, it's no real speculation here to say the millions of dollars, it absolutely had to be millions of dollars that they pumped into this game in terms of NetEase, right? We're talking about the creator NetEase. Why would you not want the biggest possible audience for your game? Right? Unless your game is trash, or unless your game has some sort of deep flaw or whatever, it just makes no sense. It never made any sense to me why. First of all, I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me why Marvel would agree to something like that, but sure. I mean, honestly, full blame can go on Marvel, but full blame should also go on the developer, because it's like, guys, you're the one ponying up the majority of the money here, right? Like, you're giving Marvel a cut of whatever you guys make, but you guys are still getting the lion's share. Why wouldn't you launch it internationally? Like, are the server costs that expensive? That can't be the fucking answer. That's such a stupid answer. And so I answered this 4 years ago, why I'm not playing Marvel Super War, because of soft launching. Because soft launching sucks, right? And it makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. And again, like, we could dive into this. I could make a whole video about this, but just to keep it very simple, a MOBA, right, is a multiplayer online battle arena. It's like League of Legends. It's like Dota, Dota 2, etc. Pokemon, I can't remember what it's called, but the Pokemon game. I think I made a video on my channel a while ago when it launched. No, maybe I didn't get, whatever. There was a Pokemon game. Anywho, it still exists. I just don't know what it's called. The thing with MOBAs is they only work if people are playing. Guess what happens when there's not enough people playing your MOBA? You can't play. The entire game is predicated on a PvP environment. That's the entire game. That's the whole game from start to finish. Imagine a game that was just GBR, right? And just GBR and Danger Room combined. And if you have to wait, if you have to queue up for these 5-minute wait times, you're going to blow your brains out. You're going to uninstall. So I just don't understand why they would have ever decided to launch a game like a MOBA and not do it internationally. A game like Marvel Future Fight, a game like Puzzle Quest, whatever, where most of the content is single player in nature and sort of collectible, that's okay if you don't launch it internationally. But a game that is literally the foundation of the game is queue up against other real life people. You need as many of those real life people as possible. So yeah, it never made any sense to me. I also don't think it's a coincidence that that game is shutting down, that Super War is shutting down as Marvel Rivals is ramping up. For those of you that didn't catch Marvel Rivals, this is a new Overwatch style game. It's a 6v6 arena shooter. It sounds very similar to a MOBA. It's a little bit different than a MOBA, but they share a lot of similarities between MOBAs and Overwatch style games. This is just basically a more high-polished version of a MOBA, and this is not coming out for mobile. This is coming out for PC and console. Now, they haven't even showed us any game. Here we go. We're getting gameplay now. But yeah, it's essentially a MOBA, but in sort of like a third-person shooter POV, right, where the camera's behind you rather than a top-down sort of isometric ARPG type POV. And as I'm saying this, hella alts, and you see the literal POV that I'm talking about that this game doesn't have. But anyways, this game looks great. I think this game is going to do great. Guess what this game doesn't have? Soft launching bullshit. Wow, what a surprise. Huge shocker there, by the way. Huge shocker that this game does not have that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm actually not sure who teamed up with Marvel to make this, who's making this game. I also feel like it is a Chinese company. NetEase is also Chinese. But yeah. Oh, you know what? Hilariously, it's also made by NetEase Games. So yeah, I think that this is purely intentional. So NetEase made Super War, and NetEase is also making Rivals. So I think maybe, okay, you could maybe make an argument that they were doing some sort of data collection. They were sort of like gauging the waters. You know, maybe they thought, okay, this game, Marvel Rivals, this game is going to cost us, let's say, 50 million or whatever, 100 million. Let's say 100 million, just for ease of whatever. This game's going to cost us 100 million to make and to ship and whatever. This game, Super War, is going to cost us 10 million. So why don't we take a 10% gamble? We're going to make this game for 10 million. We're going to see if it has potential just based in Southeast Asia. If the numbers are good, then we're going to pivot into launching this. And the reason why I also say this here and why I make the comparison, besides the two companies being the same company, NetEase, and I'm not trying to like build a conspiracy or whatever, but if you look at the trajectory and if you look at the like historical data for Overwatch, it was very popular in Southeast Asia. I remember I was in Korea when the game launched, I think in 2016, and there were posters everywhere. It was huge. Never quite as huge as League of Legends in Korea because of people like Faker, but probably one of the biggest games, right? Besides like homegrown games that are released specifically for Korean audiences. So I wonder, right? I mean, Korea is obviously not the only target audience. There's, China has obviously a way bigger population than Korea. Japan has a bigger population than Korea. Whatever. If we're talking like raw numbers, sure. But I do think that there has to be some connection here, right? The conspiracy theorist in me has to feel like there's some connection here between Marvel Rivals and Marvel Super War. And maybe they just felt like more simply Marvel Rivals was going to cannibalize the existing player base of Super War, and then there would be no point in continuing the service. And maybe the service, the number of active players was already dwindling, and it was sort of like getting to the point where the server costs was competing with the revenue, the monthly revenue. And again, that happens when you only release your game to a third of the world's total audience. So yeah. That's essentially what it is. A month ago, this was posted on Reddit, basically, detailing the exact same thing. And then, like, there were comments, but again, there's not that many. And you know why there's not that many? Because the game never released to the majority of the world. So yeah, it's always kind of crazy for me. I know it's not a big deal, but going and seeing, it's a bit depressing and it's a bit crazy because I know it's one day it's going to happen to Marvel Future Fight, right? So you're sort of like, it's sort of like you're seeing into the future. If you look through this Reddit, I mean, they never tried at all to make this Reddit look good. This Reddit looks like shit. Most Reddits look like shit, to be honest. But yeah, this is just like flashbang hell. No wonder the game. Oh, no wonder the game is dead. Let's see this. Okay, I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, yeah. But just going and seeing here, why can't I find a match a month ago? Oh, was the game already shut down by then? It doesn't say when. Oh, April 6th. Oh, there aren't enough players. I waited 57 minutes to match up, but to no avail. I thought it might be because I'm solo queuing, but then it was the same time when I had a full squad. Holy shit. I don't know why it's cut off here, but holy shit, that's crazy. So exactly what we were expecting would happen literally happened, and this was April 6th, so this was before. This was a full 10 days before they announced the service termination. People were already like, who the hell is playing this game? This game is dead. So the game basically died. The game basically died. The writing was on the wall. 2 months ago is this game dead. 2 months ago. Wow. Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, it's always kind of weird going and seeing these sorts of things when a game is about to shut down or when it has just shut down. You know, best mobile game ever. Get real. Come on. Goodbye. Goodbye. Save Marvel Super War. Nice. They tried, guys. They tried. Goodbye to you all. TLDR, appreciation and thanks to everyone in the community. Which MOBA are you guys playing now? So they're pivoting to another game. I'm still trying to remember that stupid Pokemon MOBA game, but I can't remember the name. Marvel Super War, download and install on iOS. This guy's probably trying to download and he can't. And now they're just dead data mining the game. We're really going to miss this game. Submitted 14 days ago. Best alternative on Android. It's funny how the game is now more active when it's dead. Look at this. Like 10 comments, 14 comments, right? And then you scroll down to when the game was still alive. 3 comments, 2 comments, 1 comment, 3 comments, 2 comments, right? 8 comments. That's crazy, you know. Like, I mean, I guess people see the writing on the wall, and most people leave. And then once the writing on the wall is confirmed, then they come back for a little hit of nostalgia or whatever to like commiserate. But it's depressing, and I can't. You know, I never want. Obviously, I'm going to see it one day, but I never want to see this happen to Marvel Future Fight, even though we all know that it will. Anyways, a sobering look at a very frustrating mobile game that I personally would have liked to enjoy, but never got the chance to because of bizarre decisions by the developer, who is now making a new game, which is globally releasing and is similar, but, you know, not mobile. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Marvel Super War service termination. Who's next? Thanks so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content. Not us. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.